how much does this hurt LeBron's GOAT case?
It doesn't hurt it at all. Skip, you have to understand that when Kevin Garnett was 8 years old and when Jordan got into the league, when Kevin Garnett got into the league, Jordan was in his 12th season. And Kevin Garnett spent his last year of high school ball at where, Skip? In Chicago. So, I mean, most guys, if you're from that area, Chicago, Jordan is it. It's just like if you're in Detroit, Isaiah Thomas is it. Just like if you're in L.A., Magic Johnson was it. If you were in Boston, Larry Bird was it. No, and I get it, Skip, because you have to understand, when Kevin Garnett, when LeBron got into the league, Kevin Garnett was already in his eighth season. So he looking at, man, that's the little homie. But all of a sudden, the little homie grew up and took over the block. And look, Magic Johnson, Magic Johnson did not fear Michael Jordan. He did not. Was no threat. Larry Bird did not fear Michael Jordan. Was no threat. Couldn't get out. He couldn't get out of the East. He, in the 80s, when the Magic and Bird was at their apex, your guy could not get out of the East. It wasn't until Larry's back had given out on him. You know he was on his last legs. And that's what happens when you go to the finals year after year after year. Look what he did. Go ahead, Skip.
Okay, my turn. Shannon Sharpe, this was yet another nail in your quote-unquote GOAT coffin, and I want to publicly thank Kevin Garnett for saying this because he just nailed it for me. And yes, he did cross over Michael in those last 3 years in Chicago, so he saw it up close and personal, but he just said, Michael Jordan, I looked at as an effing god. I thought he was my version of what basketball looked like. That's what I hear from so many ex-players who know Jordan the way I know him through covering him. And then his almost dismissive response about LeBron was he was more like little homie. Here's little homie growing up. And, man, little homie is getting better than everybody during his era, obviously. GD, says Kevin Garnett. Well, that puts it in the right perspective for me because obviously Kevin's about 8 years older than LeBron, but he got to see LeBron at his worst, too. Because
Hold on.
I'm talking. It's 2010, what happened in the Eastern Conference semifinals. That was the year in which LeBron played, I thought, his greatest game ever in Game 3 to go up 2-1. And then what happened in 4, 5, and 6? Reportedly, said a member of his inner circle, LeBron had to be sedated before those three games, 4, 5, and 6, in which he and his Cavaliers cratered. And the owner, Dan Gilbert, eventually accused LeBron of quitting in those 3 games. And Kevin Garnett got to see that up close and very personal. Yes, thank you for closing the GOAT case for the real GOAT.
No. But here's the thing. So what happened when LeBron James got a comparable team? How many series that once LeBron James got a comparable team to the one Kevin Garnett was playing on, how many times did Kevin Garnett beat LeBron in a series once he got a comparable team?
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.